and true freedom, because the idea of freedom and freedom of speech and all these freedom of things that have come to pass that we believe we had, that's all BS. You don't have freedom because you're stuck inside a financial system of slavery. There's the illusion of freedom to get yourself out of it, right? Okay, and a very few people do to a certain degree, but then you're still stuck in a system where you still get told what to do. I still need a passport to go across from one country to another, don't I?
Yeah.
I still need a driver's license to go on the road.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So there's still that's still not freedom.
Yeah, that's
right?
not about freedom.
However, there's going to be certain levels that we can accept and certain levels that we can't. And it's got to be to ensure the systems that are coming into play from a financial perspective are used to ensure that the world operates from a place of truth and not from a place of lies, and lies linked to control. Because if there's any kind of control doesn't come from a true good place. It comes from a place of ego. It comes from a place of, I want power over one another, right?
Yeah.
We don't want a system of control. We want a system of transparency. And that's what the new system that we've got has the ability to do. Great. But we don't want a system of control because that comes from someone's ego. Right? You might call it, inverted commas, government. No. Government doesn't exist. There's someone or a group of people out there that want control over you, have ego over you, which means they are not operating from a place of truth. They don't have the courage to understand the way human beings work. They don't have the reason to understand that they have to take things away from their own control and their own gain and their own power. Right? So I believe with the changes in the financial system and the fundamental changes that will mean with other systems, political regimes of whatever's going on in the world, we are on the cusp of an opportunity where the people can stand up to ensuring that the next financial system and the systems that we use provide transparency and ensure that humanity's collective consciousness raises to a point where we have the courage, we have the understanding, we have the reason to operate from a place of love for one another. And the reality is, we've not had that with the financial system that we've had. And at any point in time over these next 1, 2, 5, 10, 15, 20 years, which is going to be the bulk of our period of life, the decisions that we make as a collective in that time could shape the next 100, 200, 300, 500 years, the future of humanity. Because if you get people in a totalitarian scheme that are controlling society that much, humanity is destined for ultimate slavery.
It would be a loop.
It will be a never-ending loop. And it will make some of these science fiction movies look like a documentary.
It would be in real life. But with that, do you think that with that loop, everyone can make their selves or their decisions to make that freedom instantly?
No, we have to work as a collective. No individual can change the world, not one person. But let's reframe that. What if we're not individuals?
Yeah.
Do you believe in God?
I do.
Okay. And I'm not going to frame it as God. I frame everything as the divine. So I frame everything as that there is a higher power of some sort and that we are all interconnected beings. We're all connected in some way. Right? At the end of the day, if we come from one person, if we come from Adam and Eve, this is how to describe it. We're all blood related, right? Right? So therefore, we're all relatives, every single one of us. Right? So there is a piece in every single one of us which is the same. Right? Every one of us. So we're all of the same. One person, one individual cannot shape what the world is, will be. But as a collective, as brothers and sisters, all right, as one another, as I am you, you are me, right? We need to turn around and say, no, this is the system that we want. Because we are at a point in history where information is readily available to give every individual the opportunity to raise their consciousness to a level where they can say, you know what? No, I operate from a place where I understand why people make the actions they do, people make the choices they do, and I choose to make and operate from a place where I'm a loving human being to every human being, right? I understand why the guys with ego and power do what they do. I get it. I get why they do it. Doesn't make it right, right? But I get why they do it. And you know what? I'm never going to go and shout and scream and have a go at someone for the choices that they've made because of the direction that they've gone. Everything's just energy, right? We're all energy, and they've taken their energy down a direction, a frequency. That's fine. No problem. But I understand that the majority of the population operate from a certain place. which I generally believe is a good place. And I believe that we've just been suppressed. Our consciousness has been suppressed through lack of education and an indoctrination of a system. Because of that system coming to an end and the ability and access to be on a camera right here, looking at me and looking at you and looking at you and looking at everyone out there that has the ability to share just that little breadcrumb that opens up another neural pathway in your mind to open up a breadcrumb for you to tell someone else. We can kind of say, you know what? No, I want to act as a collective. I want to do what's right for humanity because that's the only thing that matters. So therefore, the only thing that matters right now is raising the collective consciousness of humanity. And if we do that, we can ensure that the systems that we operate in as human beings, as a society, ensure that we continue to do that for the next 1, 2, 3, 500 years, not operating in a system which is driven by slavery, which we have for the last 100. And no doubt, undoubtedly, there are people in this world that are wanting to do exactly that.
The same.
Not going to hold it against them, right? Because I understand they've taken a path, right? I understand why people get to certain paths and choose certain understandings, and they've got to do their own work. But the only thing that's been lacking for everyone rising up, because that's a very few select amount of people that just happen to have got control of power. The majority of people are just generally good people, want best for everyone. But they've been driven into a system which has suppressed their consciousness. They've living in a place of fear, and therefore they've not been able to act and grow within themselves to understand the way the world truly works, and then drop the breadcrumbs for others to work as a collective.
Yeah.
Right? So actually with this change of financial system, change of political system, what does it give us? It gives us the opportunity for one another through education, for the fact that everyone can, now with a flick of a switch of a button, watch on your phone, share information, open up neural pathways between one another so that we can raise the collective consciousness of humanity, so that we can ensure that this new system that's coming is the future of the world for the better, not for the worse.
Yeah, that's a good one.
It's just 2 cents, isn't it? What else do you want to know?